Okay, week 9, fantasy football.
We're getting to the end.
Hopefully,
There's only four more weeks left to
This is
improve your
my
positioning for the playoffs.
only friend, the end.
All right, so let's talk about your league first.
My league.
Yes.
Well, I'll just say this. I've been having a good couple weeks. Everybody's on all cylinders, and I really thought I had a potential championship team.
Here
but
it comes.
Lewis
Wah.
blows his ACL.
Yep.
So I still got good running backs, but that probably cost me 10 to 15 points a week. So I go from a potential championship team. I'm still a playoff team, unless the wheels fall off. But probably it's not going to be my year.
You're still going to figure out a way to screw it up.
Not going to be my year.
I'm sure.
I was hoping
had
I'd get
Lewis
the name
as well.
on the thing.
I lost
You
Lewis
did
as
too?
well, and yes, it was painful. It was a little painful. Stop. It was a little painful, but I have luckily I had Lacey too, and
yeah.
he stinks, but I have Stark, so hopefully he'll.
I tried to
he'll
get
come through.
Stark, but someone on waivers got him ahead of me because they haven't drafted and
Wah, 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 wah. All right, so in your league, it looks like Christian's still at the top with 7-2.
7-2. We got 2 people in second, Derek and I.
Yep, and then
And
you've
then
got
we have
1, 2,
3
3
in fourth, and then we have 4 in fifth, and we have 1 in sixth, and 1 in
Yep.
seventh.
So right now, CJ's bringing up. He's
Speaking
he's
of
in
CJ,
the last spot of the
I am actually. What's
playoffs.
his team name?
He just says broken.
Broken. Oh, I was confused.
Yeah,
So
pretty much.
anyway, CJ, HTTR or THWTHR, whatever. You know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, he knows.
Okay. All right.
He
So
knows.
this past week in week 9 looks like.
We didn't really have close
Yeah,
games.
I mean our league
I
was really
spanked
close.
somebody. Who did I spank this week?
You played.
It didn't
you played
matter.
Matt. You played Matt, and you beat him. You almost doubled him up, 147 to 80.
I had 147,
Yep.
and the week before I had 150 some with about 30 some on the bench. So that's
Yeah, I mean, if
championship. But Lewis blew his
If we had to
ACL.
pick the game of the week in your league, it would be Rich versus Robert. That was 117 to 105.
Yeah,
that
we
was
didn't really-
the closest game.
We
Everything
didn't
else
really
was
have
over.
anything close.
Everything else was I think
But
over 20 points.
like I said a couple weeks ago, still say today, we're really how many weeks till the playoffs? 4.
4 more.
4 weeks, and you're starting to get a little separation. If you're that next to the last team,
Well, it's like you're right there. I mean, this is the
maybe,
This is where the bottom is right there. I mean,
You got to start winning.
well, yeah, not next to the last team. You're right, but the people that are one game separated. I mean, the bottom of who's making the playoffs can
4
shift.
weeks.
Can shift majorly. So,
But Christian is still in first. Now in our league, he's first, sole first. But in your league, you have 2 guys with the same record.
yeah, we have 2 guys with the same record. So right now we are also, I think, 7-2. Yeah, 7-2. But it's Matt, it's Mike Pendergraph and Senior Sith Lord back there in the back. So those 2 are still at the top. Even those, we'll talk about this in a little bit, but Steve did lose this week, so he had a chance to take sole possession of first place, but he did not. So we have 2 at 7-2. We've got 1, 2, 3 at 6-3, and then we've got 2 at 5-4. So we have a little more at that 6 win in that league. And then our league this week, man, I mean, it was like I think we had 4 games that were decided by 5 points or less. So it was a very close week that was coming down to the wire for a lot. I would say probably if we had to pick a game in the week of our league.
Game of the week.
I mean, I think the game of the week has to be Joe versus the Sith Lord, Senior El Bebe versus.
What was the point difference?
Well, it wasn't. It ended up not being as close, but it was cut down to the last. They both had a lot of players in the Monday night game, so it came down to that game, and I think Steve had somebody get hurt in like the first play of the game.
Very first play.
And then Joe had who did Joe had
Alshon Jeffrey.
Yeah, Alshon Jeffrey, who came through for him big. So that ended up being the difference. That guy getting hurt, and then
You had 3 guys with what?
I had 0.
3 guys with 0 points.
0.
3.
yeah, that
Did
were
you manage
actually
your team?
I did.
that actually played.
Saturday.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. They actually played. Yeah, I mean, so in that game, I mean, that matchup we had, he had Lamar Miller with 33, Antonio Brown with 45, and then Danny Woodhead on Monday night gave him 23. But then Joe had D'Angelo Williams with 38, and then Peterson, Alshon Jeffrey had 25 on that Monday night game. So that brought him over the top. I mean, and it was definitely the zeros. I mean, the zeros killed you. If you would have got anything out of there, it would have probably made it
6-6.
really close.
Ooh, I don't want to say it. If I had gotten 6s from each of the 3 guys, I would have won.
And so we brought a representative for the Sith Lord. I don't know if you can see him, but this is him. This is Senior Steve, and this is Joe. Bare-chested because he brought it
I think he
hard
looks like
this
the
week.
Kung Fu dude, man.
And Joe basically went like this and slapped Steve across the field that day. And then he dropped the elbow on him. Atomic elbow, down for the count. Joe, you were victorious this week, my friend. Good job. Sorry, Sith Lord. It was bad. Get some not zeros next time. Yeah, and I couldn't figure out how to do like I couldn't figure out how to do a figure like a half Nelson.
That looks inappropriate.
He still has a cape on, so that's. All right, so that was the game of the week. After that, if you look at the closest game, well, I want to say props to Mike Pendergraph. Props to Mike Pendergraph for naming his team each week, because he was going up against Ryan this week and he changed his name to Rhino Hunters. And he pulled it out. Yeah, it was good. And last week he did the same thing. I can't remember what he did because he changed it every week, but he's very creative with his naming. And then I think the closest game of the week was Pastor Rob versus Charlie Murphy, 128 to 125. So that was a 3-point game. I mean, it was that was both a good scoring game. And looks like neither one of them really had anything on the bench. So it was just a slugfest. And Rob ended up winning with the Dallas defense, giving him 0 points. So
yeah,
so
look,
squeaked
if
that
you're
one
playing
out.
fantasy, you don't have anybody from Dallas on your team, like in any way, form, or fashion. Don't do it.
Yeah. So he had some big games from.
Well, you could be like me. You could have Garcon.
I think
on
you
your
have
team,
to give
like,
Rob picked
Washington.
up Langford for Chicago, starting in place of Forte, and got him 25 points. So that was the difference. So good pickup there.
Anything big coming up this week?
Well, no. So now I think this week Joe and the Sith Lord are going to team up this week and have a grudge match against the Christmas Cup. So I think they're going to drop kick the War on Christmas, and they're bringing the war.
Did they have a concealed carry with them?
I don't know, but they're going to. I mean, he's got a lightsaber.
Yeah.
I think they're going to kill the Star Wars War on Christmas. I mean, the Starbucks War on Christmas, and it'll be done. So that's the grudge match of the week coming up. We'll see who wins. I've got my money on Darth Vader, Sith Lord. I mean, this is just a cup. How could it win?
It's a cup.
Maybe if it had reindeer and snowmen on it.
It's a cup, people. A cup. It's a holiday cup.
Anyway, that's the grudge match of the week.
Did you see the meme that was like, well, Starbucks just should have told the truth? It was from like The Onion, and it was like, it represents the blood of our Lord Jesus Christ.
Yeah, there you go. What's the green represent then?
That would be the...
Changing water into coffee.
There you go. So, guys, it's week 10. We quit it after week 13. The playoffs start, so you got 4 weeks to get it done.
We were calm tonight.
Games tomorrow night.
Yeah, it's a game tomorrow night.
Not
a good one.
When
The
playoffs
Jets and
start,
Buffalo,
it's
so-
going to be Jets and Buffalo. Is that even a game? I mean, that was that like junior high football?
I don't know.
Jets and Buffalo.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hopefully you're not dependent on anybody in that game.
Rich, as bad as I feel as a Cowboys fan, I really feel sorry for you. I'm sorry. I mean, like, I was punished as a child and picked the Cowboys because of cheerleaders. But why would you pick the Jets? Like,
Well,
I mean,
you got to pick Buffalo because Rex Ryan picked up the guy.
But I'm thinking about,
that broke their quarterback's
but when
face,
you're a
and
kid-
he's now the captain of the team.
But when you're a kid, you get one team, and that's your team for life. Christian was doomed with the Falcons. Ted Turner, cursed Ted Turner. Rich got the Jets.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, Steve got the Browns. I mean, the Colts. The Ravens. Ravens.
Uh,
2 rings.
Oh! I think he stabbed me in the back. Oh. All right.
All right. Peace out.